Hey guys, welcome back to my reactions of Fringe. We are on to episode 15 of season 4. Now then, David Robert Jones and the other Nina have crossed back over to the other side, escaped again. What he was trying to get Olivia to do is what he'd seen him do before, but he says there's far more to it this time. So we still don't know what his plan is. But unfortunately, at the end of this, it's made Peter realise that everything that's happened with the Observer and him going into his mind when he was trying to find Olivia, that he keeps telling him he needs to get home, and he has now convinced himself that that's exactly what he needs to do, and he can't be around this Olivia. So he has pretty much just walked away. I have no idea what's going to happen next. Let's go find out. Episode 15.
Who are you? What do you want?
Well, yeah, I was waiting for that to happen. What's going on? What? Eh? Why does she now seem to recognise him? What? I don't get it. Oh shit. Not quite sure what yet. Damn.
This inadvertently recorded the event between Peter and our bald man in the lab. Do you see the blip?
Okay, I saw it then.
I believe something happened here that was undetectable to the human eye. Slow down video. The playback rate is so decelerated that you can actually see light particles. Well, come on, Tommy. Let's see what we can find on that tape.
This is the second killing in a month where a woman has had the same marks. Both were recently widowed.
And the husbands died under mysterious circumstances.
Their bodies were dumped in fields, completely dehydrated. As a matter of fact, Ms. Hall had just arrived home from her husband Mark's funeral when she was killed.
You're saying that both widows were killed by their dead mates?
Yeah, I know what he's doing now.
But her husband's body was only exhumed 15 minutes ago.
A bus is a good amount of transportation as anyway you're trying to get out of town.
You didn't tell me.
Anyway, you must come back to the lab at once.
Why? What's going on?
I think the Observer may have done something to your eye.
Whatever he did, it wasn't seen by the other observers.
All I care about is what he's done to you.
What is it?
There's something in there.
What? Why just use a scanner in a computer?
228.5 Morrow Street. It's amazing. I suspect this message, if left alone to run its course, would have fully dissolved, taking its place firmly in your mind's eye. You wouldn't be aware, but you would be irresistibly compelled to visit. However, Mr. Hall's body was drained of almost all moisture.
He was literally killed by extreme dehydration.
Pheromones. It wasn't
Pheromones, right.
DNA found on his widow's neck. Specifically, it was a very concentrated solution of Mark's pheromones, which is what's causing the burning on the victims.
So he is targeting couples, killing the male, extracting the pheromones.
Do you think that he's trying to win the female?
A love potion? Oh, I'm sorry, they're Peter's. I made him get off the bus to New York. But you didn't know that.
No, she didn't.
That he was on his way to New York? No.
229? 228.5? I don't know. That's weird that they count up even numbers and then skip one. New Titanic sinks. I had that entire front page from that on my wall when I was a kid. Don't ask me why, I just did.
Walter, my memories are slipping. They're disappearing.
Your own memories?
Yeah.
You said to me they're in the back of your mind.
Well, I didn't tell anybody that it was happening because if Peter was going to be with me, then I didn't think about the consequences. I just didn't care. And I want you to try and stop it. I want you to see if you can reverse it. I want to go back to who I was.
Olivia,
I don't want to feel like this anymore.
You guys from around here?
Yeah, Brookline.
Come on, Oliver.
Well, take care.
Thank you.
Thanks.
He just walked away when he saw the other kid.
The lake in the background.
Or he's not wanting to take him from
I
the
could take that
pirates.
picture for you if you want.
Walter, what is that? It is putrid.
Mortius Bestia. Roadkill. Specifically an aromatic excretion from the castasex of the North American beaver. I went beaver hunting in eastern Canada in the 70s. Of course, in those days, beaver meant something else entirely.
Walter, how did you wear this and smell?
The one thing that they said about both couples is that they had great, solid, loving marriages.
So?
So maybe he's targeting couples that personify the kind of love that he wants.
I found this on Jane Hall's neck, mixed with the pheromones of her dead mate.
It's an ingredient called castoreum.
Nifty. They all carry these. I want to know what's in them. They are funky. I want a pair of those. That's what they communicate with, but I think it does more than that.
Empire World Fragrance fired one of its employees a few months ago for theft. Guess what he stole?
Castorium.
Oh my god, is that what he does to him? That's awful. No, he's lost someone. He's got to be a scientist with all this.
He was just here.
Olivia.
He's married.
Andrew Sutter. It's 36, 212 Piedmont Avenue, Milton.
Okay, I'm gonna call Broyles, tell him we know who the next victim's going to be.
You're close. No, that's one of them torpedo things.
Okay, we're with the FBI. My name is Agent Olivia. What are you doing? Are you Diana Sutter?
Damn.
I told him to get a ride home from work because I was too busy.
You must have loved each other very much.
We were married this summer after our senior year at Brown. He couldn't really understand the difference between loving someone and being in love with them. People get tired of looking and hoping.
This guy targets couples in love. You heard her talking about her marriage. Why would Carr pick them? Mrs. Sutter, is it possible that your
I know
husband
that
has
actress.
been having an affair?
How did you know?
Uh-oh. You're at the wrong address.
Do you know her name? Let her go! Move
Found you.
away from her.
I don't want you to think that I did it for me.
What?
It's every human being's right to know love. I could have given the world what you have. I can smell that you're in love.
Frequencies. First at 2, then again at 10. Something like that. He's got it going. Okay. What? Okay, that's what I wasn't expecting.
Thank you. They hid the universe from me.
What?
They locked me out.
You mean the other observers?
I needed you to activate it, so I could find my way back.
Help me get back home.
You have been home all along.
What?
There is no scientific explanation. But I believe you could not be fully erased because the people who care about you would not let you go. I believe you call it love.
And Olivia?
She is your Olivia.
He's back. Wow. Now they're both going to accept it. Okay, that was unexpected. Not what I thought they were going to do. And some of the questions I've had for quite some time in this season have all pretty much just got answered with that one sentence that he just gave. And he's put the explanation down to love because there's no scientific explanation. But the observers have discussed this before and said, how can he still be here? How can he have bled through and come back into this universe? And September's explanation is because you still cared about people, they were still thinking about you. So it would have been, if we go right back to the beginning of the season, it would have been Walter thinking about him, Olivia thinking about him, and him doing the same with them. Somehow popped him back into existence, and he's been home all along. And now Olivia literally 10 minutes ago was speaking to Nina saying, I may not remember what you and me have had because you brought me up in this timeline, but all the experiences we've seen for the first 3 seasons and everything they did together, I was putting it down to it was an alternate version of Olivia, the same one but from an alternate timeline. So it's all kind of merged back into one, and maybe this Cortexophan that she was dosed with inadvertently, I think now, by David Robert Jones. He was doing that to get what he wants from her. We still don't know what that is. But I think it's had this secondary effect, and she's got all these memories coming back from a previous timeline, thinking it's nothing to do with her life. We now know it is. Confused yet? I am. So that thing's a beacon. I wasn't expecting when he ran upstairs, he just pops up there going, yeah, I'm here, and why is he not shot? And then he said, they hid the universe from me. You can do that? How would you hide a universe from someone? I mean, we know these people exist kind of in all timelines at the same time, or out of time, or whatever it is you want to call it. So maybe him getting shot doesn't necessarily mean his death. I don't know. But we still got to remember a bit back what he did say to Olivia. That I can't remember the terminology he used, but he said, I've looked at all the different ways and futures, and in every one you have to die. Let's not forget that. But now she's just said she's going to accept these feelings and these memories. And then he turns up. Right, putting that to one side for now, because we're not going to know any more till the next episode. That episode was weird as regards the case of the week kind of thing, with the guy with the pheromones and the love and it was done coincidental, of course. It was a relatively short storyline. I know the actor who played that part, I just can't think of his name, but I also know the last woman who he went after, not the actual one because the guy was having an affair, his wife that Olivia was talking to about with this. I know that actress from somewhere. The only thing I can think I know her from, and I may be wrong with this, she looked very much like Lady Heather from CSI, Las Vegas, Crime Scene Investigation Las Vegas. It may be her, it may be not, but she looks very much like her, just not with jet black hair. That's coming back a bit. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. And he said he didn't do it for himself. He was doing it for the world, for everybody, that no one should be alone and everyone should experience love. In a perfect world, yes, but the world isn't perfect, and some people aren't meant to. Some people are meant to, and some people don't get to for one reason or another. You are not here to determine who should and who shouldn't. You can't have the hubris to play God either. We're getting a lot of this in this show. for obvious reasons. But I really enjoyed that, and we got kind of a side-by-side storyline. We got episode of the week, and it really pushed Peter and Olivia's story forward, and the Observer at the same time. Right, I think that's it. I think that's all we can do till the next episode. So those two now are together as they were supposed to be, and were, and meant to be, as the Observer says. But everyone around them is not going to be happy, including Nina, who at least looks like she's willing to accept it. Walter is not going to, neither is Lincoln. And probably Burroughs isn't going to be too happy either. Just have to see what happens.